I'll serve your ass like John McEnroe. If your girl steps up, I'm smacking the hoe. Word to your moms, I came to drop bombs. I got more rhymes than the Bible's got psalms. And just like the prodigal son, I've returned.
Denver Broncos Mile High View, no commercials, and as always, no bullshit. And this is one of these no bullshit podcast videos, okay? Now, if you hadn't seen, for those of you who have not seen the San Francisco Broncos preseason game, this podcast is for you. Yes, it's titled, So, We're Giving Drew Lock a Pass? Now, I was, after the post game, I was encouraged by what I saw with Locke. However, there is a lot that needs to be done on his part, and there's definite criticism on his part as well, especially that injury. Okay? When Drew Lock was on schedule, as they say, when he had the upper echelon offensive line, if you can even call him that, around him, he seemed to be on schedule, on script, and he was pretty decent. And I was thinking to myself, it's great to see that Locke doesn't really want to just tuck and run without, trying to get it downfield. It was really refreshing to see that. They bring in the not-so-great replacements of the offensive line, and granted, the thing was breaking down on a constant basis. However, there were times that he should have stepped up. He could have stepped up, and he tucked and run. Just right when I said, when it looks like he'd rather throw it, he starts tucking and running, doing that number. And on the injury, this was so ridiculous on his part. There was nothing, and this, I got to say this, with these quarterbacks that want to make something out of nothing, and then they end up getting themselves injured. Aaron Rodgers, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, you're going to get a group out there, I want my quarterback to go to the wire, and that's really what he should have done. He should have stepped up. He short threw it, didn't make the first down. If he just would have hung in there a little bit longer, he'd have got that first down. Now you say, well, that'll come in time, but, will it? Or is he going to go out and get himself injured? Now, on this injury, here's something you didn't, for those of you who did not see the game, that nobody talked about this, and it's absolutely ridiculous that it wasn't discussed. Drew Lock on the injury clearly should have threw the ball away. There was nothing to be gained anywhere by holding on to that football. But what you didn't see was the most ridiculous play on Drew Lock's part. But nobody talked about it. It was so boneheaded, and it led to his injury. He tries to lateral this ball, and I'm not even sure if it was be a legal lateral. It was almost a holy roller to a running back, I believe, and I don't remember which one it was. And he was looking up upfield for a possible block. He wasn't even expecting a lateral. And Locke was lucky that ball didn't get jumped on by a defender. And it was that play that he I don't know, strained his hand or whatever. Now he's out. And that's the problem with some of these quarterbacks. And all this mentality of, I want him to stretch the play. There was no play to stretch. It was a dead play all the way around. And he just, didn't realize it. And I see this kind of thing happen to veteran quarterbacks who never learn to get past the boneheaded bullshit. Case in point. Do you want an Andy Dalton, who I've criticized a number of times, and you have stupid, dumbass fans, I'll take Andy Dalton. No. The guy opens up his preseason with a pick six for 98 yards. Do you want a guy that's going to play great for 3 games, play super horrible 2 games, play great for 2 games and super horrible, 3 games and it's just good enough to get you beat in the playoffs. That's what you want to spend 10 years with. Or the Phillip Rivers. Guy's phenomenal until he does something boneheaded and then boop, he's gone. You're done. No, not even a Super Bowl. I don't think he had a Super Bowl appearance. Or Drew Bledsoe, where he's over-undering, hits great, does great, but then he starts over-undering, can't win a Super Bowl. Is that what you want for 10? That's what I'm worried about Locke. And quite frankly, Daniel Jones, oh my God, Daniel Jones, I don't believe it. He wasn't hyped. Daniel Jones, looking at him in this pocket quarterback air raid system that the Giants have, and the Giants are a shit organization, or have been, the future's always open, but, he looks much more the part of the high draft quarterback than Drew Lock does. He looks much more poised. So while Drew Lock has been taking steps forward, I don't want to be stuck and anchored with a quarterback that once he gets off script, he's going to do something stupid, get himself injured, make the boneheaded lateral holy roller, whatever the hell he was doing. I don't want to have 10 years of that bullshit. I don't need another Andy Dalton. Can he be coached to take this boneheaded garbage and shelve it? Like I said, when he was on schedule, he was fine. As soon as he went off schedule, off script, the whole thing went to shit. His performance went to shit, and he should be called out for it. Like I said, that holy roller, or whatever he was trying to do, that lateral, which leads to him getting injured, never should have happened. He should have never been injured. He should have learned to just throw that ball away. And that's what I'm going to be looking to see if he can exercise his own demons.